Hey everyone. Today, with the topic of family dynamics during COVID-19, I thought I would talk about how you can manage your family's fears and anxieties about COVID-19 while also trying to stay on top of managing your own. So, the first thing I thought we would talk about is how to really help family manage their fears and emotions. And I don't mean help them by like trying to play therapist with them, but just there's three parts to this. The first one is hearing your family's concerns. So whatever family member or friend that you're talking to and they're talking about all of their anxiety about this current situation, you just hear them. You just listen. Sometimes people just really need someone to listen to them, to know that they're heard. So the best way to let someone know that they're heard is to actually repeat back what they're saying instead of just saying yeah, or you listen to them and you're just like well, people don't really know that you're actually actively listening. So the way to do that is to repeat back what you hear them say in your own words, but just kind of echo it back to them. And then after you do that, you want to validate their feelings. I totally understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Even if you personally don't necessarily feel that way, that's okay. But it's still important to validate the way that they feel. And that doesn't mean wallowing down there with them. That just means saying, I totally understand how this can be extremely overwhelming. Or I totally understand reading that article can really freak someone out. I get it. Just letting someone know that you hear them and that it's okay to feel the way that they feel. But then the third thing that I want you to be mindful of is remembering that it is important for you to set up emotional boundaries so that while you're hearing and validating that family member or that friend, you are creating a boundary for yourself to make sure not to take on their feelings and emotions as your own. So the way to do that is to empathize with them, number one. And the best way to empathize, there's a difference between empathy and sympathy. You don't want to sympathize with someone in situations like this. I find it's best to empathize, which means sitting with that person where they are, sitting with them and saying, man, I get it. I'm so sorry that you're feeling so down right now. I'm so sorry. That must be really hard for you. I love the example from the movie Inside Out. So if you've seen this movie, wonderful. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. But I'll just touch on this one little bit. So Bing Bong is really sad. And Joy is like, hey, come on, let's go over here. Let's go to the train. Well, you don't need to sit there and be sad. There's so much, like she's trying to like pull him out of the sadness and it's not working. And so then Sadness comes over to Bing Bong and she sits down next to him and she puts her hand on his leg and she starts talking to him saying, that must really be hard for you. You must really miss Riley. And she's like, I'm just so sorry that you're so sad. She's empathizing with him. And he responds and he cries and he hugs her. And then afterwards he feels better just because he knows that his feelings were valid and that somebody heard him. But Sadness didn't become sad with him. She was just sitting there with him saying, it's okay to be sad. I understand why you feel the way you feel. So that's what you do, is you empathize with the person, but yet creating that boundary for yourself so that you're not saying, okay, I'm going to take on everything that you're feeling and I'm going to absorb some of that myself to alleviate some of your stress. And now all of a sudden I'm sad too. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to absorb those emotions. Now, if you're an empath like me, it's really hard to do. But what you want to do is you want to say, I'm here with you. I hear you. I'm listening. I understand. And yet not get sucked down with it yourself. So that is how you manage your own feelings while also being able to be present for someone else's feelings. Saying, my feelings are my own. I may have my own stress and anxiety to deal with, but right now I'm going to create this little boundary so that I can be there for you and listen to you and validate you and not make it about me. If someone's trying to talk to you about the way they feel, you don't want to turn it around and make it about yourself. You want to just be there for them. Now later, hopefully they'll do the same for you. And when you need someone, you can turn to them and they can be that empathetic ear for you. So if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully this is a little bit helpful for you, and keep an eye out for the next video on family dynamics. Do you want to say hi to my puppy? Hi, puppy. That's Abby. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe, wash your hands, and love one another.